I want to bring in ABC News Deputy Political Director Avery Harper now for more. Avery, always good to see you. So, President now releasing these reserves from the SPR. He says it's not politically motivated at all. What do you make of that?
Well, politically motivated or not, we know that high gas prices could hurt Democrats at the polls. We already know that about 4.5 early votes have been cast in these midterm elections. And so if there's anything that's going to bring down gas prices, that could benefit Democrats as more voters head out to cast those ballots.
Yeah, it seems like gas has definitely become a liability for the Democrats. Now, President Biden's going to be in Pennsylvania today. He's there to talk about and highlight that bipartisan infrastructure act, and also he's going to be stumping with Senate candidate John Fetterman. What do you think about all of that?
Right, so we're going to see the president. He's going to tout the bipartisan infrastructure plan. He's going to be at the site of a bridge that collapsed earlier this year that's being rebuilt. So he'll be able to talk about the funding that was required in order to get that done. He's also going to be appearing with John Fetterman, the Senate candidate there, the lieutenant governor there, who has honestly, up until this point, avoided appearing publicly with the president while he has some of these low approval numbers. And that really jives with what we've seen of candidates in battleground states across the country. So this is a marked change for Fetterman, who has really avoided the president. But I don't foresee that we're going to see other candidates in big battleground states reverse course in the ways that the Fetterman campaign has. I'm not sure what the political calculus was there.
And he's almost in a dead heat there with Dr. Oz in the state of Pennsylvania. There's another key Senate race, Democratic Senator Raphael Warnock. He is using a new ad to highlight work he's done in the past with Senator Ted Cruz. What's the strategy there, do you think, and how do you think that's going to play out with voters in Georgia?
Right. This, too, harkens back to that bipartisan infrastructure plan. There's an ad that highlights the work that he did with Senator Ted Cruz in order to include a provision that would provide funding to extend an interstate highway from Texas to Georgia. The attempt there is really to demonstrate that Warnock is willing to work across the aisle to get things done for Georgia. It could be considered an appeal to GOP voters that might be dissatisfied with the way that Herschel Walker has performed on the campaign trail and are looking for alternatives, but still in this polarized political climate that we find ourselves in, I'm not sure if it's exactly going to reach across the aisle and get more GOP voters into his camp.
Yeah, speaking of polarized, Republicans increasingly opposed to the massive aid package the U.S. wants to give to Ukraine as they try to fight Russia. House Minority Leader Kevin McCarthy, who could very well become the next Speaker of the House, has come out and said the U.S. just can't send a blank check to Ukraine. So how might all of this, the war in Ukraine, really affect the midterms here?
Right. Well, it all depends on if the GOP takes back control of one or both chambers of Congress. But what we could see is that funding for the war in Ukraine might not be a sure thing. Still, at the same time, I think that voters are far more concerned with matters that are happening here closer to home, things like the economy, inflation, access to abortion, rather than they are about things that are happening abroad.
All right, Avery Harper, always good to see you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hi, everyone. George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here to subscribe to our channel. And don't forget to download the ABC News app for breaking news alerts. Thanks for watching.